Welcome to our presentation from Chaminade Catholic Boys Secondary School in the Diocese of Karonga, Malawi, where the boys have organized a press conference discussing 4 sustainable development goals of the Agenda 2030. And the sustainable development goals are as follows. Goal number 1, to end poverty in all its forms everywhere. Goal number 2, to end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. Goal number 3, to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. And goal number 6, to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Now, let's leave the floor for the boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lusaku Maisango, the moderator of this press conference. I humbly welcome you to this press conference whereby you have got ministers from different ministries in the government of Malawi to present their strategies towards the sustainable development goals for 2030 agenda. Before we go on, let me introduce the ministers of Malawi government, starting to my right hand side.
I'm Mr. Charles Popapo Manda, the Minister of Finance.
I am Mr. Hape Gondwe, the Minister of Health and Nutrition.
I am Mr. Hope Muhango, Minister of Food Security.
I am Mr. Maisaga, Minister of Agriculture.
I am Mr. Vitumbio Kumwenda, the Deputy Minister of Agriculture.
The theme for today's discussion are as follows. End poverty in all its forms everywhere. End hunger. Achieve food security. And improve the nutrition as well as promote sustainable agriculture. Thirdly, ensure health, lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. And finally, ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. As already indicated earlier, I want to say we have got the ministers from the government, so that we should hear what are their strategies towards this sustainable development goals for 2030 agenda. In the first place, let me invite the Minister of Finance.
My first agenda is to eradicate poverty in the country. As you know that the majority of Malawians are living beyond the poverty line. Our goal is that by 2030, we would try to make sure that poverty is eradicated among the poor Malawians who are living below the poverty line today. But before going to this agenda, the first one is to educate Malawians. Secondly, we are also trying to finance the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security so as to ensure that Malawian farmers produce enough food that is going to enable all citizens to have sufficient food a year throughout. We are also trying to ensure that the Ministry of Health is well funded so as to make sure that people live in conducive environments and most of the diseases, especially malnutrition, which is the major problem we're having in Malawi, that these problems we're facing now are eradicated in the health sector.
First of all, I would like to say we're trying our very own best so that these SDGs are put properly into plan so that by 2030, our agenda should be set. A country which is healthy is more likely to prevail in development because people as a whole are able to indulge themselves in development activities so as to improve both their lives and the Malawi as a whole. To improve nutrition is one of our second SDG. My ministry is trying its level best so that each and everyone in Malawi is able to access food that is able to provide nutrition, so that the malnutrition cases should dwindle thoroughly in Malawi. To do that, I'll need help from our Minister of Finance in terms of funds. I'm lobbying for funds from the Minister of Finance so that we are able to plan properly for enough food for the whole Malawi. I would also like to lobby the Minister of Finance so that they can also, in return, lobby for technical expertise from the EU, especially the GIZ, which is in Germany, for technical expertise so as to come in Malawi and better sensitize people on the importance of 6 food groups, especially in rural areas, so that people are able to know the importance of having these 6 food groups, so that malnutrition cases should be lowered in Malawi. As to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all ages, we'll try our best so that we provide enough hospitals, especially in rural areas.
From the Ministry of Agriculture, we are trying to sensitize our farmers to depend on agribusiness. This can help us to eradicate poverty here in Malawi. Not only that, we are also promoting our farmers to be rearing livestock.
I'm Anton Kawango from Evergreen Chaminade. My question goes to the Minister of Health and Nutrition. Malnutrition strike under 5 children, such that many are dying in rural areas. How effective do you think you can alleviate such catastrophe?
I am Rafik Marua from World Life Club. My question goes to the Minister of Finance. You have talked much on the funds which are robbing to the European Union, especially the GIZ. You have talked that apart from this funds which you are robbing, which other funds are you robbing currently?
I'm Mr. Jablan Stephen Nsosa. I'm from Keep Chaminade Clean Club. And my question goes to the Minister of Finance. As you said earlier, you said that you much depend on education. In some cases, other schools, you find that they've raised school fees and the students are failing to pay that school fees. And in the end, you find that some are dropped and some will continue. This shows that the education attainment will be low. So how can you sort out this problem so that many people may get educated and help in developing our country?
My name is Chisomo Nkoma from Young Christian Society Club. My question goes to the Minister of Food and Security. As I went in the villages, I asked them why are they selling their crops to the middlemen. They said that when they've carried their crops to the ADMAC, they buy them at a cheap price. So they sell their crops outside the country or through the middlemen to get them outside the country. What are you going to do on this? Because people are failing to sell their crops to the ADMAC.
Let's start hearing answers.
As a Minister of Agriculture, we deal again with these issues. As you have already said that at first some auction floors were there. I think those auction floors were very few and the farmers had no choice to where to go. So those people who are buying, they could demand whatever they want. So because the auction floors were few, the farmers could sell whether they want or not. So because now the auction floors now have like doubled and multiplied them, farmers are going to have the choice and option to where to sell because now the auctions are many. And these people who are buying, they are going to try their level best to motivate the farmers by increasing the buying price. That is what I can say from that question.
Apart from the European Union funds, that is in particular the GIZ from Germany, we are also in partnership with various organizations. For instance, Organization of African Union, in which they are also helping the government to in development activities, hence bringing funds to the government. So we are also lobbying for funds from other various organizations in which we are in partnership. So the second question demands solutions to the problems that arise in schools due to the raising of school fees. As a Minister of Finance, we are trying our best to ask for more scholarships from different donors so that they can help.
My answer is straightforward. The cases of malnutrition, we know they're on the rise, but we have tried our best to control them by establishment of under 5 clinics in these rural areas, where is the target, because most of the deaths are occurring in rural areas. And most of the times we try our best to work in partnership with the Minister of Education, so that although we have some medical personnel in these rural areas to cater for the sick and the malnourished children, we are still more begging for more of these medical personnel, so that we distribute them to different districts, so that they help a lot in these rural areas in these issues of malnutrition.
This marks the end of our presentation from Chaminade Catholic Boys Secondary School in the Diocese of Karonga in the northern part of Malawi.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world